Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite movies of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing. I'll be discussing specifically one of my favorite aspects of the movie, the ending, and going through the 4 different possibilities for who was a thing and who was a human at the end. Before I start the video, I have to obviously say that massive spoilers for The Thing ahead. I highly recommend everybody watch the movie before watching this video. Now, I'd never encourage piracy, so I encourage you all to watch the movie legally. So in order for you to avoid piracy, I highly recommend not Googling Watch the Thing for free, and whatever you do, don't click on the archive.org link because that would be piracy. I'd never encourage piracy. You have to watch the movie legally. So anyways, the 4 possibilities at the end of the movie is 2 things, 2 humans, Charles Thing and MacReady human, or MacReady Thing and Charles human. So let's go for it. First off is the 2 things possibility. I personally don't believe this. I think it's pretty unlikely that both got assimilated, but in this case it has a pretty interesting effect on the movie. Throughout the film, the humans try desperately to destroy the Thing infection and stop it from infecting the outside world, even if that's at the cost of their own lives. But in this scenario, even after all the characters have sacrificed to stop the infection, their efforts were in vain, since all remaining life on the camp would be assimilated. In fact, the victory of the Things would be so complete that not even the Things are aware that they won. They are such masters of disguise that even their victory is hidden away. The ending of the film becomes one of utter hopelessness, since even the Things have doubt about the other. The second possibility is that both are human at the end, and this is sort of an inverse of the previous scenario. In this scenario, the ending is almost a bittersweet hopefulness. This time, the humans completely win, but even after they won, their victory is hidden away. While they successfully eradicated the Things, the mistrust the Things spread was so effective that even after they were all eradicated, the remaining humans can't even rejoice in their win. The humans achieved their goal after paying the price they knew they would have to pay. It's just a shame that they die not knowing they won. One thing I want to mention before going on, in my observation, most people believe that both are humans at the end, because they say that if both were things, then the Things would just know that the other is a thing. Personally, I don't think that the Things know who else a thing is. They obviously know who they themselves assimilated, but I believe that their imitation is so perfect that not even a thing can know who another thing is unless they assimilated them. Some people may disagree, but that's fine. Others have also said that if at the end of the film one is human and one is the Thing would just attack the last human. But I also disagree with this point, because I think the Thing is a lot more reserved than people realize. The Thing only reveals itself when it's under attack or if it's cornered. I mean, the Thing never assimilated Clark, even though the dog was alone with Clark for a lot of time. This is because the Thing just wants to remain hidden. It would have been very easy to assimilate Clark, but this goes against the Thing's goal. It wants to remain hidden. So at the end of the film, it doesn't necessarily have any reason to attack the last human, if there is one human, one thing at the end. Now, another more thematic reason you could say the last thing doesn't attack the last human is because the entire movie is like a game of chess, as I will discuss soon. And at the end of a chess game, when there's just 2 kings, the kings don't necessarily capture one another. They just surround and checkmate each other. So since the whole movie is a game of chess, they'd have no reason to capture the kings, MacReady and Charles, because you don't capture the king in chess, you just checkmate it. Charles Thing. Well, the third possibility is that Charles is a thing and MacReady is human. This one ties in nicely to the movie as a whole, and more specifically the beginning. The entire movie is a chess game between humans and the Things. with sacrifices, captures, and both sides trying to outsmart the other. If Childs is a thing and Mac human, then it would perfectly fit in with this way of thinking of the movie, since Childs is often in opposition to Mac throughout the film. At the end of the chess game, only the two opposing kings, Mac and Childs, remain, with all the other pieces, humans and things, being eliminated. This also has interesting consequences for the start of the film. The first we see of Mac is him losing a game of chess, giving his opponent, the computer, scotch, before said opponent bursts into flames. The ending of the film in this case would be Mac losing the chess game by being alone with Childs, giving his opponent scotch, before said opponent bursts into flames from the flamethrower that Mac is hiding away. In this case, right after the camera cuts away, MacReady finally gets the last laugh. The final possibility I want to talk about is the one that I personally believe. I believe that MacReady is a thing. And honestly, the next video I make could just be me going through the entire movie trying to explain how MacReady is the thing. Now, feel free to disagree with me. The problem with this movie is that there's not going to be any smoking gun evidence to say that one or the other is a thing. I believe MacReady is a thing, but you can of course disagree with me. This has perhaps the most interesting effect on the film. At first glance, the film is a story of MacReady rising to lead the humans and eradicating the things. But if we assume that he is the thing, then the film is the story of MacReady masterfully manipulating the crew to trust him until the human who was his greatest threat, Childs, trusts him at the end. So the entire movie looks like one thing, but is really another. In this case as well, the things revealing themselves throughout the movie are just like pieces sacrificing themselves in chess to gain some trust for Mac. So depending on how you look at it, the ending is either utterly hopeless or bittersweetly hopeful. Thanks for watching.